All right, welcome to the stream, everybody. All three people. Well, one of whose is me, I think. Awesome having you here. Nice to be back. We had a few weeks now with sicknesses and stuff happening, and but finally we're back for second session here with group number one, Order of the Trolljeager. We have some changes going on here. We got less people than normal. We have two people that left the group for now because of private circumstances. So for now, Nerni playing Greld and Alpaca playing Valhelm will not join us for their foreseeable future, which is both sad and makes my life easier, I guess, with less people. Anyway, but we have Lykkelig, Valraven, and Joran and Vestain still here, and they're ready to play. So, guys, what happened last time? Nobody knows.
Last time we had a reinventing of the order by Joran and Valraven. A little bit of drama before that, and that's about it. We're basically a day out from
Barefield Farm.
Yeah, Barefield. Couldn't remember the name. We're trying to get to the thing.
Right, so you guys started at Barefield Farm, and you got hired as the Hird on the trip to the thing with Magne Bite, the farm master or the clan chieftain of House Bite. And you decided, I mean, this is like your first actual mercenary assignment, right? Joran, as the leader of Order of Trolljeager, accepted the assignment, and you had a little bit of a feast. You met Magne Bite's two sons, Atli and Geir, the two little sons. His daughter Sola is with you guys as well. And you're all traveling along the road towards the thing, but first off you need to stop at Yuka's hearth, but you haven't really come that far yet, right? You're now on the road somewhere. Actually, I think you are in the cave where you guys stayed before, when you first came this way.
The Skull Cave?
Not the Skull Cave.
The first one, the one that the other Hird guys pointed out to us.
Right.
Right, and you have a little bit of a skefuffle where you didn't agree on some things.
Very minor disagreement.
So I guess what happened was you realized that Magne was gonna bring one of the thralls, one of the slaves in this setting, to the thing assembly and sacrifice her there. But Joram being a differ, a half elf, couldn't stand for this, and instead used group funds to buy the slave of Magne and convince him to not sacrifice this woman. And there was some disagreement about the usage of the party funds, and Valraven stormed off into the night, and then there was a exchange of words, and then exchange of daggers, and that's kind of where we ended off last time. So what happened was Jorin plunged his dagger, or well, actually Valraven's dagger, into Valraven's chest. Let's start from there. So what did Jorin actually do?
So things were said that questioned Yoren's ability to lead the order and whatnot. So Yoren stabs Valraven, embraces her. Your blood shall seal the new oath we make. He pulls out the dagger, turns to the others, and raises it. With this blood our sister has sacrificed, we shall be bound by this blood, shed from adventures past and trials to come. I'm going to mark the ruin for journey. You can saw Rado on her on her forehead. And then I motion her to do the same to me.
She takes the dagger from his hand.
No, I don't give you the dagger.
She gives him a very stern look, trying to take the dagger from his hand.
You want to try to take the dagger? So if you want to try to take the dagger, I guess we need to do a strength contest then. So strength against strength. You can just roll a d20. Roll a d20 and add your strength to it. Right?
And then roll 20.
Yeah, you can do /R and then 1d20 and then plus or minus your strength.
Which I don't have any of, so.
All right.
Rolled a 9. I thought I was going to lose.
All right, so you managed to wrench the dagger out of Jorin's hands.
I then take its blooded blade and I mark the rune on his forehead.
Mm-hmm.
And then I stab him.
All right. Where you stab him?
Same place he stabbed me.
Where exactly did Jorin stab Valraven? Like in
the inner chest.
Like that's pretty deadly.
That's
I think we might need to maybe roll some damage on these stabbings. What do you think?
I think that's going to affect everything we just did. So.
Or like, what is Valraven's intention with the stabbing?
Well, to hurt him, but not to kill him.
All right. So does Jorim let her stab him?
I don't have evade, so I can't evade. But I mean,
let's leave it as an RP decision at this point. So if you want to avoid it, we could do like a parry roll to see if you manage, or if you just let her do it and trust her to not kill you, like she's trusted you to not kill her. Right.
Yeah, it's fine.
All right. So Valraven plunges the dagger into. I guess it's not really in the middle of the chest, right? Because then you guys would be dead.
Yeah.
But like in the shoulder part, maybe here somewhere, just kind of to give back what she received and make it so you're now balanced out in blood. Jorim takes it.
And in your blood as well, the covenant is forged.
And as you do this, both of you kind of succumbs to your wounds and start to get a little bit weak in the knees. And I guess Lykkelig and Vistain comes up behind you guys and kind of steadies you. And what does Vistain do?
I'm just watching right now because apparently they're doing something that I don't know about.
Right, so you see that they are kind of buckling. Their legs are buckling at this point.
Okay.
We're full health. I'm standing perfectly strong. Determination in this reforging. No wavering whatsoever.
Well, you did get a dagger in your chest. I'm just trying to introduce the other characters into this as well.
No, I know.
So okay, where's Lykkelig? Who are you going for?
He's going for a snack, I think. You can decide who you're going for, Vistain.
All right, then I will go for Valraven.
Mm-hmm. So
because I know Lykkelig and Jorin are old friends.
Right, so I guess Vistain takes a step forward and steadies Valraven, and Lykkelig does the same with Jorin. And I guess you have access to the blood now if you want to do something with it, or the dagger or whatever. You want to stab each other or something?
Let me finish my speech here. So brothers, join us, and I'll leave the dagger and I'll snag at the blood, and I'll look at Vestine, who's in front of me, and I'll motion for him to lean forward so I can mark it on his forehead.
Okay, I lean forward.
So, boop, 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 rune on your forehead. And then I'll turn to my friend Licklig, and I will ask him to lean forward so I can do so to his forehead.
And as he's doing this, Val is stabbing Vestine.
Gone.
You're stabbing
and
the
then stabbing
thing.
Licklig. Just
Okay.
little Nick.
All right. So you're all balanced out in blood then, if you allowed it to happen, of course.
I'm in my case, I'm going to assume it's a little bit of a surprise. Ow! What was that for?
Forged the covenant. All blood must be shed. Is the Stormlander way.
We've already spilt
It's
blood.
not the Stormlander way.
We've already spilt blood in battle together.
So all of you are now equally wounded, and you have formed this new covenant in all of your blood. And I guess at this point, you hear there's like a lean-to covering the entrance to the cave, right? You hear the lean-to move aside at this point, and you see Magne Bite coming out, and he is not wearing anything, and he has his two-handed sword in his hand, and he looks at you guys all covered in blood and says,
Dreamer?
"Yeah, Dreamer," and he says, "What the hell is going on out here?" Yeah, Jordan.
We have
Just look at Jordan.
there was a disagreement amongst us that has been solved. If there's any further disagreement with how I'm leading this party, the rest of you can look at the Jarl and take it up with him, because he put me in charge.
He looks around at you guys and says, "All right, just keep it down. The kids are trying to sleep." And then he goes back into the shelter and covers it with a lean-to again. So, do you guys feel like you resolved this properly or finally, or are you good with it, or is there something else you want to do?
Val's going to lick the dagger before cleaning it, wiping it off on her cloak, and putting it away.
All right. Sure.
Jorn will walk up to Galskild.
Mm-hmm. The girl.
She'll bring her forward to everyone else. Since we are all now on equal footing, I know that you may have disagreed with my decision to free this woman, but I feel that, again, to reiterate, I feel her life is best spent with us than she's going to be worth a lot more to us. So with your permission, I would like to welcome her to join us.
So you look upon Galskild, and her face, the color of her face had drained at this point, looking out upon the spectacle of the Order of the Trolljeager.
I don't want to stab her. So.
Right, and she looks super scared. And when you said that you want to introduce her into your order, and she kind of takes a step back, just looking at you like you're gonna stab her.
I said, "Don't worry.
I will." Okay. While he's going, don't worry. I will grab her arm and present it to Jorn.
She starts screaming.
Yeah, let Vestine. We don't need to. We're going a little far. Release her.
Bled others.
What's that? What did you say?
We will bleed her when she has bled others.
Yeah, she's not. I just marked the rune on her forehead. That's all I do.
Okay,
leaning towards her, said, "Don't worry, I'm not going to stab you."
Okay, she says, and then she's still shaking, and you kind of her forehead feels cold from like cold sweat. But you make the rune on the forehead, and she kind of lets out a sigh, like she's kind
we will not remove this until with time it fades.
Okay, I
And
promise
then
I won't clean myself.
I offer her a blanket and whatnot, and I said, "You keep your sword and your shield nearby."
Okay. Did you guys give her any weapons?
Yeah.
Yes.
What did you give her?
The shield and a sword.
Did somebody have an extra shield?
Yep.
The ones that Dagger
Yes.
was using before he got
So
exploded.
I'm using the one Dagger was using. She can have the medium shield.
Okay, medium shield.
Liquid, prior to the whole stabbing situation, when Valraven had stormed off, Yorn had explained the situation and what he had done.
Right.
And then he turned to Liquid and said, you know, a sword and a shield, please. And Liquid provided one, and then I asked her to stand, and she held up the sword, a little wavering, but she still held it out.
What Race? What kind of sword did you give her?
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
It's a short sword. It's a small shield, and she got a CX. They're all of normal.
Okay, small shield.
Is the sword short a glaive? Is that what that's
Yeah.
called? Glaive.
Exactly, glaive.
When we fought the large troll and the little female troll who jumped on somebody's head, that's where we got those from.
Right, perfect. Does anybody have, at this point, after giving her the shield, does anybody have more than one shield? Okay, so just for clarification for the future, your main shield you can have on your body, but the second shield will be in your pack somewhere, like on the horse or in the cart.
Right, makes sense.
Yeah, because I've been thinking about encumbrance and stuff, and I feel like we need to be a little bit more. We can't just carry around 20 weapons. So, and also this same goes for weapons. Like you can have a CX and maybe one main weapon, but not much more than that on your actual body. So just keep that in mind and kind of decide what weapons do you have on you and what weapons are in the cart.
Okay, Patrick, I do have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Since my weapons are basically, I have two small weapons and then the two-handed hammer. Do I have both of those, or do I need to put one in the? Because I'm assuming that I can have the CX and the two-handed hammer for sure.
Yeah.
The other weapon is the hand axe.
Yeah, let's say you have the CX on one hip and the hand axe on the other hip, and the two-handed hammer you would probably have to carry in your hands.
Okay, that's fine. That's what I was figuring.
And if you want to put it down, you will put it down on the ground or on the cart or something when you're not using it. Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure on that.
Yeah, no problem. It's totally fine. That's all I ask, that you kind of just check with me, and we can find out that it makes sense, and that will work out fine for me. So, is there anything else you want to do during this evening in the camp? You kind of just look over your wounds. I mean, they weren't very serious, but you does anybody have first aid right now? So let's just roll some first aids, and just make sure that everybody gets taken care of.
Get back to this page of my sheet here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I shall. Who's up first?
If we go from the top to the bottom, it's Lycklig, Valraven, yourself, and Vistain.
All right. Well, I guess a roll for everybody.
You want to roll one for everybody or separately? It's up to you.
Yeah, one for each person. So here's
Lycklig first.
Here's a good old Lycklig here. There's no modifiers on this, so just straight up 10. No, that's a fail. That's awesome. I just dropped all my first aid stuff into the fire like an idiot.
Well, I guess at this point it doesn't really do much. You didn't get hurt much, but like let's say Lycklig, let's say you get 1 damage, Lycklig. So you can remove 1 BP, and that's something that you got from the dagger, not from his trying to fix it. It's just that he didn't manage to repair the damage. Let's do Valraven next time.
Here we go with that one.
Okay.
Not rolling well.
Let's say that you don't get any damage, but you just kind of bandage the thing. Do you say anything to Valraven as you're tending to her wounds? You don't have to.
I've said all I need to say to you for right now. You know where I stand, or where we all stand with your uncle. And we are here honor bound to help you release him into the afterlife, but that needs to be where he's going. If he rises again or interacts in any way, he will be put down. We will expedite his passage into the afterlife. And you will face trial at the thing. Are we understanding each other?
I understand.
Excellent. And sister, I bid you a good night. On first watch. I don't say that last part. That's funny though. Right, who's up next?
That's you next, then. Yourself or Vestaine, you can decide.
I should have did myself first. Probably would have won a lot better.
All right.
No, sure, he gets the great roll.
Yeah, Vestaine, you get well taken care of by Jorin.
And I will try to apply it to myself. And of course.
It's just basic. Like you managed to cover it.
Yeah.
But since it's an RP thing, I'm not going to give you any damage. Just the critical failure there on Licklig, sadly. So the night goes on uneventfully. Nothing really happens during your watches, and you all feel relieved that this situation, at least for now, is taken care of and done with. The next day, also quiet. You recognize the places you're going through, and you realize that most of the farms and stuff that had pillars of smoke and stuff before are now kind of lying dormant. You're guessing because they all went to the thing. Even the massive farmstead of shield-jarl Einbjörn Lodabrot seems to be quite quiet, and there's only a single trickle of smoke coming up from one of the chimneys of his massive longhouses.
I wish to turn to Greld to wake him, to mention that the journey begins anew, for him to prepare his recording of the order. And I realized that he's not there. Right. What has happened to Greld? Was he taken by trolls?
During the night, it seems like both Greld and Valhelm left. Maybe you don't really know why they didn't say anything. During the whole encounter, the whole blood oath, they didn't join in. And you reckon that maybe it was a little bit too much for them.
Perhaps we will see them at the thing.
Maybe you see them at a future date. Magne doesn't seem to mind, though. He seems quite happy with just having you four taking care of him. He reckoned that the Greld and Baldhelm were not the best warriors that you had in the Hird anyway, so he doesn't mind. You come back to Yuka's Hearth, the familiar farm where you stayed before and worked for 10 days taking care of the harvest, the place where the first adventure started. And also here, like in the other farms that you passed, activity seems very low. You see a few thralls, men and women, moving about, and you get shown into the longhouse. The longhouse is almost empty except for a young man. He looks a little bit older than you guys, maybe around 26, 25, something like that. He has red hair and is in a beautiful braid, and there's actually a beautiful thrall woman standing behind him, braiding his hair. Another pair of thrall women are sewing in a corner on one of the benches and kind of looking at the quite handsome young man sitting in Trudvang Bite's seat, getting his hair braided and kind of giggling to each other and like gossiping with each other about him. He has like red hair braid, and he's clean shaven, and his forehead is also shaven in the style of a Stromlandish warrior that has made his first kill. And he stands up as you guys enter, and he says, "Oh, Uncle Magne, welcome to the Longhouse. I'm so happy to see a friendly face. It's been too quiet, too boring here since my father and my brothers and sisters left. Are you staying the night?" And Magne takes a step forward and kind of embraces his nephew and says, "Oh, Trygg, you are the one that got left behind this time, I see. Are you not unhappy not being at the thing?" And they start talking about all the things that are supposed to happen at the thing, and how his father decided to leave him behind this time, and he's in charge of taking care of the farm and all that. And he says,
Okay, Patrick, since I am from here, I know this particular person. Is he actually worth anything?
"Yeah, I will come to that." And he's finished by saying and smiling and looking at Magne and saying, "Well, there's some nice things to do here while waiting for my family to come back, I guess." And he kind of looks over at the female thralls kind of lounging around. And then he sees you, Estain. And he says, "Oh, Master Estain, you're back. How was your travels? It took quite a long time for you to deliver the goods to my uncle here, but I'm happy to see that you were all in one piece. Though there seemed to be less of you," he says. So now, Estain, if you want to do something.
All right. I am going to look at him somewhat coldly.
Right, he's the middle child of Kalkan, by the way. That's your question, right? He's one of the middle children, and he's kind of a little bit arrogant. He was kind of like a bully when you guys were younger. He was kind of bullying you a little bit, but you kind of all grow to like each other's company when you got older. And he's older than you, so he's, of course, at a higher standing than you as well, right? And since you're the adopted brother, you always had like a little bit of a lower standing, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Jarl Magne had a job for us to retrieve his daughter from trolls. We killed 5.
He kind of looks around and he sees Sola and he says, "Oh, it seems like you did quite well. Was it difficult to kill your cousins, Estain?" He says, and kind of laughs to himself a little bit. Since you're
Magne's children are quite fine. We killed the trolls, not men.
Yes, of course, he says, and kind of looks away. And I don't really remember the rest of your names. Did you guys work here before as well?
They did.
You didn't really have much interaction with him. He didn't really want to spend much time with the farmhands if he could avoid it. And he takes a drink from his ale, and he says, "Well, you are all, of course, welcome to stay the night here at Yugathurst. You know where to sleep, right? And all of you slept in the longhouse before when you worked here,
Yep.
on the bench just along the sides of the walls and stuff. Does anybody else want to do something?
Want to gather up the boys, I guess.
The two boys, Alti and Geir, they kind of steps up to you, Jorin, at some point, and kind of salutes cutely like they did before and says, "We're ready for the night shift. What are we doing?"
You have the distinct honor of resting like warriors tonight.
And they look at each other and kind of nods and say, "Yeah, we deserve that, I think."
Yes, you've done very well on the trip.
And they look very happy, and they go away to eat some snacks and get ready for bed. So if you remember this farm, it had a big copper oak outside, right? Did anybody do anything with the copper oak in the first adventure?
Liquid probably did something, right?
Somebody grabbed a branch.
Drive some acorns?
Oh yeah. Jorn grabbed
Yeah, I
some
have some
acorn.
acorns. That is correct.
Okay, so it doesn't seem like anybody really noticed the branch being gone or anything. I just want to mention it so you remember how it looks like. It's kind of a small farmstead with just one long house, some sheds for animals and thralls, and then behind the long house is this massive, beautiful copper oak. So
and there is a separate bunkhouse. That's mine.
right, and Vestain's little shed as well, where he got axed. Well,
Pretty much as a budding berserker.
yeah, you had short
Often,
temper,
and-
so they kind of like to have you in your separate little close and lockable area.
He snores very loudly.
Right, that's exactly why. So if you want to do anything in the night, you can tell me. If you want to, like, if Joran wants to get some temporary divinity points, you can pray to the stars if you want to. Or if
How late
Barbara
is it?
want to do something, it's maybe around 7, 8, something like that. Quite late. You all just finished a evening meal together in the longhouse.
I think it's time we perhaps pull the Galskid aside and taught her some basic shield moves and sword thrusts.
All right, sure. So do you want to teach her, or who wants to teach her something? Or
I think Licklig should. He's got the affinity for the weapons and how they feel and the way it can explain that more to her.
right.
And
So,
size her up
He's
and-
not going to get overexcited and actually hit her.
Yeah.
So let's Licklig. Yeah.
She'll have like a horn of mead, and she'll just kind of watch there and yell, "Hold your shield higher."
So Licklig.
Ignore her. She knows not what she speaks.
I know more about
No, I'll
shields
start off
than
with
you.
circle. We'll start off with sticks. We'll start off with sticks, and we'll start off with how to hold it, how to swing it, and your circle of influence. And we will, just like if you watch the Antonio Banderas version of Zorro, we will talk about the circles as they go out and how much you worry about those. Basic.
All right.
Swing,
So,
swing, hit. Swing, swing, hit. Shield, swing,
And as
all
he's
that.
talking, I'll come in and like kind of poke her in the ribs with another stick.
Licklig, you can roll a combat roll to see if he learns something about it. So choose a
Okay.
weapon. What kind of weapon are you rolling?
Just a stick, and it'll be like a short sword. We'll start off with that until her arms
Okay.
develop the muscles to go with maybe something bigger.
So, like-
same
So
length.
did you call it the glass?
Yeah. So like one-handed.
14?
One-handed light weapons then. So what's your maximum skill value in one-handed light weapons?
Let's take a look.
Do you have that speciality?
Let's take a look here. Fighting. Light weapons. I've got a level 2 with a SV of 12.
All right, perfect. So oh yeah, that's good. It seemed like I didn't fill in your information properly here, Licklig, for some reason. Maybe I didn't have time to finish it. If you want to, or if you do it yourself, you can put in the names and the information about the different weapons and stuff. But I can see your skill value here at least. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So you have a 13 maximum, I think, in an attack roll on the light weapons. So let's roll on the 13.
I got a 14.
Okay, so she listens carefully to what you're saying and tries to follow you, but she doesn't really seem to get it so easily. You think like, I mean, this is probably her first time ever doing this kind of stuff, so it makes sense that she doesn't really
Totally,
understand. And you tell her just like, we're gonna do this every day, so don't worry if you don't get it today. will continue tomorrow. But for today, she didn't get any extra points. All right. Does anybody else want to do something for the evening?
I'm gonna throw rocks at her and see if she can block them with a shield.
All right.
Some shield blocking.
Shield blocking. And I guess
Develop
Lig is
the
kind of
thing.
you can roll for that as well, Lig, if you want, to teach her about shields. And we can see if she managed to block this.
Oh no, I have no doubt. Yeah, one of the biggest confusions is trying to train with both arms. What would you do? So yeah, that's definitely, and I'll explain to her. I'm sure she's seen babies begin to walk. It's the same thing. The first time it doesn't happen. The second time it doesn't happen. It may not happen till 10, but one time you will get it. And we're working with both arms. So she's working with shield. She's working with sword too. So that's all right. Yeah, we can do that.
All right. So roll another roll for based on your shield ability then, and we'll see if you manage with this one.
Does it look like I have shield?
My shield bearer is the same. Okay, I got a 15 on that one.
Okay, so she kind of follows what you're saying as well about the shield, and she managed to block one or two of these rocks that Wild Raven so nicely are providing her with, but she doesn't really seem to get it.
I will be paying attention to Licklig's lesson also.
Okay, well, it's the same for you. Like Licklig tries his best to explain it easily and simply for her, and but it's quite a complicated topic, warfare. So, and Licklig is used to just being able to do it naturally without having to think much about it. So the way he explains it doesn't really make so much sense at this point.
I imagine Licklig's also like half the terms he's using are in Dwarvish.
Yeah, maybe because he learned it in Dwarvish, right? So they're a little bit confused, but they are still listening carefully.
Yeah, she's gonna be the sum of all of us. You know, I mean, little pieces of all of us.
Right.
And when they're done training, I'm gonna bring her some water and ask her to walk with me.
All right.
Talk about it. We'll learn more. I want to learn more about her, and then just show her the stars and whatnot.
She seems much more relaxed today, and after sweating a little bit with Licklig and the training, she actually seems quite excited and said that was fun. I didn't really get. Master Licklig uses a lot of strange words I never heard before, but it was still interesting.
Pay attention to what he says, no matter what language it seems to be in.
Yeah.
Learn.
I will try my best, Master Jorin, she says. And then she kind of just walks quietly next to you.
All right, yeah. I guess eventually I'll just gather and sit down for the night.
Okay. Do you guys go back into the longhouse, or do you stay outside, or what do you guys do?
When the training is over, I will seek my father. Got a very important message for him.
You will look for your father at the farm?
Yeah, we're not at the thing yet. So.
Yeah. It's just
we're not at the thing yet? Oh, then don't worry about it.
No, this is just the Yugathurst farm where,
we started
in the first adventure.
Okay, yeah.
Val will spend part of the evening kind of mourning over Dagger, just talking to him.
All right.
Basically.
All right, fair enough.
And if at any time Galskid's sweat has wiped away that blood, I will try to reapply it from my wound.
Fix out a scab and then.
Yeah, because we all have this. I mean, it's all going to be there until it just fades with time. So, people are like, "What the hell's on their foreheads? Is it Blood Wednesday? What's going on?"
Right. Yeah, you did get quite a lot of strange looks, but most people seem to just ignore it, or at least try, because they really don't want to get involved with it. At some point, I guess, Vistain, you go to your shed, and like promised, your hen Agda is waiting for you inside, and they seem to have fed her quite well during these days, and she seems excited to see you again.
Okay, I will pull out the little box I have been carrying with me of grubs and bugs and things and feed her more.
Okay, she's very excitedly eating. Do you want to try to do like a animal handling or something like that to train her?
Yes, I do. Okay. So,
If you do have that skill, I don't know if you do.
yes, I do.
Fair enough.
Let me find it on this sheet.
Yeah, let me try to find it as well. Okay, here it's animal handling is on page 86 in the player's handbook.
Okay.
It's under wilderness, nature knowledge, animal friend.
Yeah.
Oh, that's also one, but the one I'm looking
What
at.
I'm trying to do, I am trying to teach it. I am trying to teach Agda to guard and to hunt.
Okay, so the one I meant was on page 86 in the Game Master's book. That's where you can tame the animals as well. Yeah, and also in the player's book there's one. But here you can see guarding and okay. Of course, I mean a chicken can't really learn too much, so maybe you can pick one thing that they can learn, and then they can't learn anything else. So if you look on page 86 there, you can see.
Yeah.
Combat trained chicken.
I'm going to try to teach it to hunt, since chickens have excellent vision and I don't.
Okay.
See a chicken taking out a rabbit.
Basically, what I want is for her to be able to sight and point to the chicken, to the prey, and then I can take care of that.
If you read hunt, hunt means that the animal is trained to drive prey towards its owner or head out to bring down the quarry itself.
That would be awesome. A hunting chicken.
Level 20 chicken attack.
An animal can achieve up to 5 different levels depending on how long.
There's actually a video for that.
Right. So, so you want to train it to hunt, right?
What I wanted to do is train it to be a pointer type, what a pointer dog would be.
Maybe tracking them.
Okay. Then we'll go for track.
All right. So you need to do. This is the first week. You need to spend 3 weeks and get 3 successful skill rolls to get it to level obedient, where it actually listens to you. So this is the first week then, and you need to do an animal friend skill roll under wilderness. And you need to have, if you don't have the speciality, you can't do it.
Yes, I have it.
Okay, good.
Patrick, can you share the link for the map?
Oh, yep.
Again,
Yep. I will definitely do that.
I guess in Roll20 or wherever.
Yep, I will.
It's probably still in there if I scroll up enough.
Maybe not. Let me share it with all.
I guess
we're going to use
Facebook too.
Yeah, we're going to use it later as well. I put it in the Zoom chat right now, and I will also put it on Facebook.
I think I rolled it, but I don't know.
And I will put it also.
Okay, no, that is not a success.
That's botany, right? That's not the right one.
No, I rolled nature knowledge just itself, apparently.
Oh, yeah, you need to roll the animal friend. Oh, you rolled the botany again.
Damn it. These dice are not...
Yeah, they are a little bit misaligned, I think.
Yeah. No, I still didn't make it.
Okay, well, that's your first week of trying to train her.
Right.
You can train, so keep track of the day. Today is the 17th. So it's the 17th today. So just keep track of 7 days, and then you can try again. So, so everybody knows it's the 17th today. 17th of what would correspond to probably September in real life.
How long has it been since we started?
7 days to go and save Sola and come back, and then you spend 2 days on the road to come here.
And how does taming this raven work?
Same thing there, but of course we haven't decided. You haven't decided what you train it in.
Oh, I want to train it in like a courier, fetch, and track.
Okay, so I guess you should actually have rolled for each of these separately, right?
Yeah.
So maybe do that now. For this
Okay.
week. And you and Greg
Fail on courier. Crit fail on fetch. A fail on track. And then for the next week, fail on courier. Natural 1, crit success on fetch, and a fail on track.
So the fetch one, you get 1 level then because you got a crit fail and a crit success, so they kind of balance each other out. So that's for the 2 weeks that you've been traveling.
Okay.
So yeah, you got 1 on fetch, right? Of 2.
Yep.
You need to have 1 more level to make him obedient. And what does it actually mean when something is obedient or higher? Oh, that's a skill value fetch, for example. Okay, obedient have a skill value of 3 to fetch something. Okay. Okay, interesting. Yep. All right. Cool. So that's that.
And where's the thing? Where's the thing again?
Yep, I'll show you on the map.
Where
It's
they're holding
the gray pin.
Garmvang?
Close to Grim Village. So I will also show
It's
it.
the light gray one.
Yeah, light gray one, and west
Oh,
of
okay,
Grim
okay,
Hills.
okay.
West of Grim Hills here. That's the thing.
So we are at Barefield right now?
You are at Yuga's Hearth right now.
Oh, yeah, okay. Down, yeah, we're going south. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you're going south on the road there.
Make to the new road.
Yes.
We're going through Bronze Hill, right?
That's up to you guys later when you come to the crossroad to decide where you want to go.
Yeah, I know that he wanted to take the new road, but
No, he wanted to take the old road because
that's
it was
right, it's
quicker.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's the more eastern.
The old road is the
Road.
one that goes south.
Western. Yeah.
It will go through the Grim Road. That is the old. No. All right, sorry. Mismatched.
The old road is the one that goes south and passes Bronze Hills village. Right there. And it goes next to the Grim Hills, very close to the Grim Hills. That's the one that he wanted to go. That's why he kind of hired you guys to
Right.
so you can go there
That's-
safely.
10 days from Yixa.
Yeah. So
Basically, it was It was a location that was full of like bandits and stuff, right?
the Grim Hills, yeah. The Grim Hills
Yeah.
has
So
at least some
he decided
dangers.
to put in New Haven and diverted the road to it.
Exactly, because they had problems with bandits in that area in the old road.
Mm-hmm.
So they just made a new one to
Right,
avoid that
yeah.
shit. All right.
Yeah. I guess we need to continue on. Yeah, we need to get to this thing.
Definitely. So let's see here. Right. You go to bed, and the next day, the thralls have already prepared a simple breakfast for you guys. So what are you guys eating for breakfast anyway?
Probably oatmeal.
Whatever's provided.
All right. And do you drink anything?
Nothing until after morning swordplay is finished.
Oh,
All right. Sure. That's up to you. I guess you're the main trainer of
This taskmaster.
Gaskild now. So you and Gaskild go out to the field again to practice some more. So let's do 2 other rolls.
I'll go right out there with him.
All right.
Val will go out there as well, eating while watching.
Yeah, sure, that's fine.
Same thing. I'll get her. Hey, look. The thing is wake her up at the crack of dawn. All she needs is her shield and her stick, and we're just going to go out there and do drills. Back 1, 2, 1, 2. The same thing over and over again. Once
Awesome.
we get that, we'll start walking forward and walking backward, keeping our footwork. So here we go. First one. Okay, that one right there's a 10. So maybe she caught me on the nose or something. I don't know. Second one is a 13.
Okay, so both of these are success, right? So I put down a number here.
Yes.
Okay. So you managed to teach her something today. She kind of seemed, after getting some encouraging words from Jorim the other night, she listened even carefully today, and she kind of understood what you meant by these dwarven words as you were pointing at different things and this kind of stuff, right? And yeah, she does seem to do better today. Not good, but better. So good work. You all enjoy.
Learning curve. Yep.
Right. You all enjoy the meal and get ready, or Vestain bringing the chicken?
Yes, I will. But since I don't have a cage, I will tie a leather thong to one of her feet and then tie it to something else that make it secure to the cart.
Vestine, may I offer a suggestion?
Certainly.
I call the boys over. I can't remember what I call them, like little.
Geir and Atli.
Yeah, what were the nicknames I gave them? I forgot.
Raven 1 and Raven 2.
Yeah.
Right.
No, Elder Raven and Elder Raven.
Right. But you switch it, right? So the Atli was called the youngest.
Eldest, yeah.
Right.
Vestine, may I suggest that we entrust this newest warrior to the order with our veteran warriors, the boys, Elder Raven and Younger Raven.
I am going to look confused. And think about it for a minute to figure out what he's saying and go. I will look at the boys then and go, do not eat my chicken. Do not eat Agda.
And they stand at attention and they do their cute salute and say, "Sir, yes, sir."
And I will give them, in what is in effect, a leash.
All right. Yeah, they grab the leash and they kind of runs away looking at the chicken and say, "Come on, Agda." I mean,
Now,
yeah.
This doesn't overpower your duties of being the ears and the eyes as well.
Yes, sir, they say, and then they disappear on the other side of the cart. Yeah, the cart is all laid out and everything is done. I guess you guys are just preparing the horse a little bit and putting on the things. And...
Does the farm have a blood gifting pole?
No, not Jukas Hearth. Barefield did have one, so probably when they'd have some festivals and stuff, they would all meet at Barefield Farm to do that kind of stuff. So you don't want to do anything with your blood gifting thing?
I kind of want to blood gift a chicken.
You look hungry at the chicken, but there's other chickens as well if you want to grab one.
Yeah. Do I have a blood gifting rod?
You mean like because of your archetype?
Yeah.
Or a rod? I guess you would have one. Right.
Yeah, it's a long stick for ring on either end.
Maybe you don't have one then, because that would mean you have. If do you have like a walking stick or like a staff? That would be your blood thing, I think. Right. Like I would think that if you had one of those, that would be represented as a staff weapon. And if you don't have a staff, you don't have one.
Okay. I guess I'm not gonna sacrifice anything then.
All right. Fair enough.
I can do that at the thing probably.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. They're gonna sacrifice a lot of crap there. And the thing is, like I said last time, the thing is also a religious place that has like a proper church and everything.
Goaty.
Right. All right. Let's see here. What am I looking at? Right. So you leave the farm Everything seems fine. Do you guys want to talk anything more with Utrygg or anything like that? No.
We need to get to
I
this
will
thing.
just say goodbye, brother, and
Right.
So the redhead, that guy.
Mm-hmm.
I will warn him about the bandits in the area. The ones that accosted us the first time.
And what do you say about them?
I say, we were attacked by outlaws on our way to
Barefield Farm.
Barefield.
Yeah, actually, you guys realized that when you left Jukas Earth, he didn't have his head shaved like a warrior. And he says, actually, don't worry about them. He says, I already killed most of them. That's how I got this, he said, and touched his forehead. You know, I killed.
Congratulations, Othing.
I killed the big one single-handedly, the one with the hair lip. I did that myself. And you guys remember that the leader of this gang that you fought had a hair lip, Husky Wild, as he called himself. Did you guys kill Husky Wild in the first battle? Or the second one?
The day I missed. I'm going to look at Joran and go,
I think you guys killed him in the end. So
We
it's definitely
killed one.
You killed
Who was
one
ever
guy.
standing right next to him, that's the one we killed.
Yeah,
One guy.
And that was the big
Yeah.
one, right? I think so. I think it's what the big
No.
one, and the rest of them ran away.
I don't think we killed the leader. I think we
Okay.
just killed one of the.
No, he's the
smaller
one
ones.
who got away.
Okay,
Whoever was standing to his left, that's the one we killed.
right. So he's boosting about killing the big one, and that's how he earned his forehead, I guess. And yeah, he seems very proud about this. So you leave the farm. The landscape at this point has been gradually getting flatter and flatter. Here, there's not a lot of forest anymore. It's mostly just small patches of forest. It's like you enter the forest, and about 10-15 minutes later, you get out on the other side. And between these patches are like farmsteads and fields that are all at this point harvested already. And there's not a lot of activity here either. In the evening of this day, you arrive at the crossroads. It's almost like they planned this out to have the crossroads and the farms and everything just one day's march away from each other. And at the crossroads is a big sign with arrows pointing in the different directions of the road. The road that you came from is the road going north, and it's quite well maintained, but not at all in a similar state to the road going from west to east. This road is really nice, and it's even repaired with stones, and they seem to be preparing to actually pave this road with stones at some point. Can anybody read rock?
yes.
Okay, so the people that read rock, you see that the sign that leads that points to the west says New Haven, Yxa, Grim Village. And the sign that leads to the east says Middlesbrough. The side that leads to the south says Bronze Hill Village. And it says also Grim Village and Grim Hills. And the road, the one leading north, just says Barefield Farm and Jukas Hearth on it. Also at the crossroads is what looks like a quaint little tavern made of wood. It kind of looks like any longhouse that you've been in before. But this one has a sign outside hanging on a chain, a pretty faded one. And on the sign is a picture of some kind of dog animal. Like you can't really see because it's so faded, and it doesn't really have any colors anymore. It's either a wolf or a fox. And underneath it says also in rock, the second fox. There's not a lot of activity in the courtyard, but there's like a little barn for the animals. and stuff like that. There's no there's like nothing protecting this area. It's just like an open little tavern, and there seems to be some activity inside. So
I turn to Magne Bite and ask him if he feels inclined to stay, or should we make our own camp?
Yeah, he looks at it and said, "Oh, the second fox. Yeah, this would be a good place to stop and rest for today. I've been here many a times. I know the owner. Her name is Grelod. She's he kind of thinks to himself, she's not a very friendly woman, but she does have a warm bed and good food for us to eat."
Yeah, I might have been here like once or twice.
Yeah, you probably came through here when you came this way. So you've been here. You remember her as
as a young one with
right. It's run by her and her husband. They are named Grelod is the woman and Skard is the husband. Grelod is a quite unfeminine female. She doesn't really have much to tell that she's a female at all. Like her upper parts and her bottom parts are quite small and male-like. And she's usually quite grumpy. And the husband is not very happily married. And he usually takes his chance to get away from this woman when he can. That's what you remember of them.
A troll of a woman.
Right. Kind of like that. So you guys go to the entrance to the longhouse, and inside there's like a kind of like a bar desk, right? Like a bar desk, and some instead of having this kind of big table that most longhouses have, it has like smaller square tables instead, where people can sit separately in their own groups. On one of the tables, there is like what looks like 3 farmers sitting and drinking some ale together. You reckon they're probably on their way to the thing as well. And they just look up, and when you enter, and then seem to ignore you guys. Behind the bar desk is this woman that you remember as Grelod. She has kind of blonde hair and gray eyes, and like I said, like she doesn't really look feminine at all. And she's kind of like leaning on the table like this and kind of looks up at you guys. "Oh, Master Jordan, Master Magne, you are back. Welcome again." And she kind of looks around. "Do you want a room, or what's going on?" She says.
Magne?
And Magne just goes forward and says, "Yeah, Greylord, your husband is not here?" And she kind of spits on the floor and kind of looks angry at the mention of her husband and says, "That bastard, he went by himself to the thing. I'm sure he's there enjoying this company of other women and eating and drinking and leaving me behind here by myself taking care of this damn failing tavern." And you do notice that the tavern is kind of in disrepair. Nobody seems to really care about it. She says, "If you want to sleep in the common room, you can either sleep in here on the benches, or you can go in the back room here. There's like a back room, you remember, that has like a little bit more sleeping arrangements. But it's like one big room for everybody to sleep in, and then there's like 2 smaller rooms where like you can pay a little bit more and sleep in there." And Magne says that he and his children will take one of their rooms, and you guys are welcome to choose how you want to sleep.
Yeah, can we all fit in the other room?
Yeah. It's more than enough space.
Okay. Is there anything noticeable in the tavern that's in disrepair that we could possibly fix this evening?
Like the sign outside was barely hanging on the wooden hooks, you know. And like everything is kind of in disrepair. You can ask her about it if you want.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Perhaps something can be done about that sign. And I look at everybody else. Let's see what we can do to help.
Oh, and she looks at you, Jordan. "Oh, Master Jordan, I didn't know you were a blacksmith."
No, but my friend Licklig here is, and
And at this point, she notices Licklig for the first time, and she kind of takes a step back. "What is that?" she says.
This is my companion.
"What
He's my
happened to
equal.
him? Did he live in the mines of the dwarves or something? Never saw the sun?"
That is his story to
Still
tell.
in a bucket of whitewash.
Who is uglier, Licklig or Grelod?
Probably Greylord.
Greylord is giving Licklig quite a good run for his money, you could say, when it comes to ugliness. She's not a pretty woman. And she's also grumpy and has a bad personality, so...
Perhaps you can repay your kindness with some minor repairs here to the tavern.
Maybe somebody could take a look at my second stove, she says. It hasn't been usable for some time. If your friend would like to take a look, I would pay, of course, she says.
I'm going to go look at the stove.
First,
Oh, sorry.
first. No, it's all right. First, I will go down, and I am still training. We are going to do some animal husbandry. We've been on the road all day. The animals need to be put into the barn. We're expected to do that ourselves. If not, then 15 minutes of practice before we take a look at the stove or something else that needs to be worked on. So work before the meal.
And she says, I think...
Such is the life of the dwarf.
She said, I think my thralls have probably already taken care of your animals. But of course, any time that fits for you
Okay,
guys,
that's
and
fine.
if you have a chance to come and look at the stove, she seems quite happy about having a blacksmith around. So the rest
All right,
of
let's
you,
do that.
if you want to stay in the main common hall, that will be 1 silver per night, please, she says.
And to stay in the actual rooms?
We only have one available right now, and I think Master Magne already said he wanted to stay there. I'm sorry, we don't have much space here, she says.
When Licklig says, "We first take care of the animals," I will look at him and go, "I know, I can help."
So I guess
That's
Licklig and Vistain, you go outside straight away, or you pay for your rooms first?
I'm kind of patting myself around, and as I'm doing that, I'm looking at Licklig going, "I can help with the animals."
And I think our offer to fix stuff
Real quick.
to cover our fee for the room. So
Yeah, real quick. Did she say that her barn people, whoever she's got working in the barns, are taking care of the animals? If she says that that's been taken care of, that's great. I can get started right on the stove. Let's take a look at that stove.
Oh, okay. Yeah, please follow me. And she takes you back to the back room where the kitchen is, and there's 2 really fat women working at one of the stoves there and cutting up, and it's kind of dirty in there. You look at the vegetables and stuff, and you reckon that they are not very fresh, and there's a little bit of a putrid smell coming from the meat lying on one of the benches in there. And there's a second stove that's not on, and you can pretty much tell straight away that one of the metal plates making up the stove is totally destroyed. It will probably take you
Okay.
about
All right.
what's your level in hard materials? The speciality.
Let's take a look here real quick. Hard materials are level 1, SB 10.
Okay. So let's roll and see if you can repair it. So let's see how many hours it takes for you to fix it.
All right. I got a 9.
Okay. So it takes you about 1 hour to fix it, and she says, "I will pay you 50 copper per hour for your work." She says, and you fix it. You take this broken piece of metal, you kind of get it out of its frame, and she shows you to their little workshop on the back of the house where they have a little anvil and stuff, and the materials, and and you quite easily forges and fixes it and fasten it again. And now they seem to be able to use it. So, and she gives you 50 copper for the work.
Hold on, real quick. Good woman, I would ask you this. It's been known that sometimes things get left behind. Would you happen to have some armor, possibly a shirt, even if it's leather, will suffice for payment?
I'm sorry, we don't have much use for armor here in the tavern. But I'm happy to let you stay
Things
for free
that might be left
instead.
behind by visitors. That's very good.
Yeah, you can look in the lost and found, she says. No, she doesn't have a lost and found. But
I didn't think so.
she says
bin over there full of stuff.
but she says if you don't want payment, I can let you stay for free for the night instead.
That will work.
Yeah, so she let you stay for free.
And let's take a look at that sign.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at that sign.
When you come out and look at the sign, you see that one of the hooks has totally rusted through and needs to be changed.
Sure. Okay.
So you can check if you have one of those hooks or something similar that you can use in your gear. So you have the crafting kit, right?
Okay.
So what size of crafting kit do you have?
Let's take a look here. Equipment. I think you gave me just a small one. Yep, just a small one. I don't need much. Could be a very large spike or a nail that I could bend over, heat up, and drive through.
Right, so you have a
Wouldn't be hard.
Small one. I think
small
I gave
one,
you.
I think is SV5.
I think I gave you the ordinary one actually.
That'd be 10.
Yeah, because you're because you're a dweller.
Medium-sized one then. All right, yeah. Let me take a look.
So just do a D20 under 10 to see if you have an extra nail you can use or something.
Okay. And I got also another 9.
Perfect. So you kind of look around in your backpack a little bit, and you have a piece of metal that you can pretty much just bend by hand. She seems quite amazed by your strength. And then you just put it there, like this. And you just put it up there and hangs the sign, and it looks a little bit crooked, but it's much better than before.
He probably blows on it first.
Right.
To warm it up.
Right, and it got red, and then you bend it. So she seems very happy about that, and thank you, Master. What? Sorry, I never asked. What's your name? She asked you.
I go by Licklig.
Oh, Master Licklig.
I tell her Licklig.
I'm honored to meet you. I never met anybody like you before, she says.
Okay, well, they're out
to meet
fixing
you
the
also.
door.
Yeah, Greg.
I will turn to Joran and go, Alpaca stole my money.
Waldhelm, you mean?
Oh, yeah, Waldhelm.
Well, maybe he'll be at the thing and we can figure we can get it back. But if you're talking about the money that you had that I was holding, of course that was spent to free to acquire Galskin.
No, my money that I had.
Well,
didn't you throw it on
unless we find him at the thing? So
didn't you throw it on the ground or something?
Yeah, but that's not what I'm saying.
Oh. So the rest of you can Valdraven, Joran, and Stain, you can all remove a silver from your sheet for the paying for the sleeping arrangements.
I'll remove 2 silver for resting.
Okay, and she also asked you guys, would the masters like some food? We can prepare something.
Yeah.
What would you like to drink?
Does she have a herb garden or anything like that? Something
no.
I can forage, look for things that are in this little flower book.
It doesn't look like it. No, you didn't see any when you came in.
Okay.
What would you like to drink? She asked.
Mead, ale, beer, cerveza.
You want all three, she says.
Mead, your finest mead.
Okay, that's 2 copper for you. She
I,
makes.
I give her silver around for everyone,
Okay. This is more than enough.
including
Thank
the
you.
farmers over there.
Right. So she brings meat to all of you guys and Magne as well. Do you buy meat for the kids as well?
They can share one.
Okay, yeah. So the 3 kids are sharing one. They seem very excited, and Magne looks quite happy about that. Like, yeah, the kids need to learn.
During this time, Jorn has been while Licklig's been working on the stove and everybody's been foraging for herbs and stuff. Jorn has been trying to teach Galskild some Elvish.
Okay. So let's do a roll for Eika. Let's see if you manage.
Here we go. I hope this is the right button.
All right. Yeah, she seems to pick up on what you're saying, and she even pronounces some words properly.
Nice.
And she seemed, it's a beautiful language, the language of your mother, Master Jorin, she says.
It rolls off the
tongue. Okay, at this point, maybe...
Do I sense that that her and I are growing close?
Right.
Through this experience, through the past couple days?
Right, and you've been telling her a little bit about your family and the reason why you decided to free her, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's how she know about your mother being an elf and this kind of thing. Okay. And she's very excited and interested in it. At this point, maybe we can take a short break. We've been playing for 1.5 hours.
That's cool.
I need some more coffee and I need to pee. So let's take a short break, guys.
Okay.
And we'll be back in 5-10 minutes. Some coffee.
Yes, I'm 49 and I eat Fruity Pebbles.
What's up?
Sig is gone. I don't know if he has like the sound on or if it's like a plug or something. Can you hear us, Siggy? Oh, okay. At least you have beaches. We don't have any beaches. All the like coastline is all rocks here. But we love the rocks. We love to like we usually like we like jump into the water from the rocks and stuff instead. And then there might be some like man-made beaches, and it's usually then we usually bathe more in lakes and stuff. And then we have the man-made beaches around some lakes, like a little area, and it's quite nice. But mostly it's like forest lakes and stuff, you know. Makes sense. And the city I live in is called Gothenburg, and it's because it was the capital of the Goth people living here, the West Goth people, and Burg means like castle in Swedish. So yeah, but we spell it with O instead of U, like Borg means castle. Yes, exactly. Oh, somebody fucked up the camera. Greg, I think Greg caught the camera wire again. Greg! Oh, yeah? Oh, Nerny is in the chat here, huh? Hey, Nerny. Let's see if Greg can come back and we can fix the cameras. Greg, your camera is not working. And it's making all the pictures in the OBS fucked up. gonna have to rearrange them again now. Let's see here if I can fix it before. Thanks. Yeah, now it says that the Valdraven looks like Greg, and Jorin looks like Valdraven, Vestain looks like Jorin, and Lycklig looks like Lycklig. So let's see here if we can fix this. Greg. Yeah, I need to fix a little bit. Valdraven should be here. And Stain should be here. Jorin's face needs to be bigger so we can actually see him. There we go. That's the only problem with this program, that as soon as somebody leaves and re-enters, it scrambles everything. That should be workable for now, I think. Alright, nice. Cool. Alright. Are you guys ready? Alright. Let's take a look how it looks here. Alright, let's see if we can fix it a little bit before we start properly. Like that. Click looks pretty good. And that one like that. And that one like that. Alright. I'm back again. Cool.
All right, Patrick. When the innkeeper mentions food, I am going to look at Jorn and go, I will be back in a couple of hours. And I will leave to hunt.
All right. There's not a lot of forest around here. It's mostly open, like fields and stuff. You would have to maybe spend some time to go and find a forest to hunt properly. But that's fine. You can do that.
I mean, I can't hunt rabbits or whatever in this?
Yeah, you can, but you would get a minus for harsh environment. So you would get -5, I think it is, on your roll to find anything. Let's see, hunting. It would be it's not a forest. It's like it's like a steppe kind of. So barren, -2 to your roll if you want to hunt here.
Sure, I'm gonna try it for first.
Right. My GM screen.
I reiterate to Vestine that we need to press onto the thing, so he shouldn't take too long.
All right. So this is the evening before you.
Oh yeah, no, we just need to be well rested for the journey.
Right.
All right. Nope. Don't find anything.
Oh, you only have 5 in hunting?
I only have a level 1, so yeah, 5 is the only thing I've got.
And what is your level in the base skill?
Oh, whoops, wrong skill. That is my base skill.
So you have 7 in wilderness. And
Right.
Then you have 1 hunting experience, and then you have hunting and fishing level 1. So you have a SV of 10 totally, -2. So under SV 8.
Well, it says I've got an SV of 7 -2.
No,
but
that's not correct then.
I'm just going on what's on the sheet.
Right, so you might need to fix it. So yeah, you should roll under an 8 anyway. So let's roll one more time.
Okay.
Well, it doesn't matter. It's the same roll
it's-
anyway. So you spent 4 hours, and sadly you didn't get anything. Seems to be quite bad. Like, this doesn't seem to be a lot of animals around here. You saw some rats and stuff, and some like small animals like that, but you didn't really want to eat those, so you decided not to even try. So you spent 4 hours, and it's now about 10. 10 in the night.
Okay. Well, I will go back and crawl into my furs.
Right, and all of you paid already, right? You removed a silver from your sheet, except Lick that got it for free.
Mhm.
And then the food, you paid 1 silver for the drinks, right? And then the food will be 5 copper per person. Depending on what you want, of course. If you don't want meat, it will only be 3 copper.
Once again, I'll pay for Vestine.
Okay.
Thank you. All right then.
So the mead tasted kind of weird. Does any of you have brewing? The brewing skill under care? No.
Nope.
No.
No.
So you don't really know what's wrong with it, but it just tastes a little bit weird. And the food doesn't taste very good. Does anybody have cooking?
Vestine does.
Right. So roll a cooking and see if you notice what's wrong. I mean, Lyckling might know already what's wrong. Okay. There's something wrong with it, but you can't really tell. And Lyckling remembers seeing the kitchen before. It wasn't the cleanest place. You don't feel sick or anything, but it's not the best you've eaten, and it kind of tells you the state of this place. And also when Lycklig was doing the repairs, Grelod was standing over his shoulder and kind of telling him and complaining to him about the situation here, like how her husband went to the thing without her. She inherited this little tavern from her father when he died a few years back, and ever since then it's been going downhill. And 5 years ago, when they built the new road, nobody ever stops her anymore, because when people come from the new road, they will arrive at this place about the middle of the day. Before, when they came from the old road, they always arrived here in the nighttime, like in the evening time when it's time to make camp. It was like fit up like this, right? Interval like this. So most of the time, people don't stop here anymore.
Need to advertise some lunch specials.
Right, right. So she's just complaining and nagging and talking over your shoulder while you're repairing. So you know about this. I don't know if you told the other people about it though.
Yeah, I guess we eat and we make some Z's as we sleep.
Yeah, you can just go into the other room in the back room there and choose a random bed and sleep if you want to. You sleep quite well. It's not the cleanest place either, like everything here. And the next morning, again, the cart and everything is already prepared for you guys. If you want to do something in the morning, you can. Like Lykke, you might want to do the training with
Jorn's out there.
The
as
very
well.
important dwarven word. It's not forgot.
Right, so you wake up early and bring Galskild out to train. So let's do some training. So one-handed weapons and shield.
All right, here we go.
Jorn has the equivalent of coffee.
Too bad. You can drink your coffee or hot mead. That's fine. I got a 6 and a 10.
All right, so 2 successes then. That's not right. Here we go. All right, cool. She seemed to pick up even more today. and she seems to be kind of excited doing it. She seems to enjoy it actually. Does anybody else want to do something for the morning?
I'm gonna call the boys over.
Mm-hmm. And they, sir,
They
yes,
have
sir.
They have the chicken with them, right?
Yeah, it's in the leash behind them.
Right. Mm-hmm.
The younger one is holding it. It seems like they fed it and stuff.
Did you guys eat? Okay. Did you have breakfast?
Let
Let me see your muscles. Let's make sure.
They do this.
All right. Okay.
Yes, sir. And then they run away with the chicken again and meet up with their sister.
And I'll make sure to say good morning to Magne Bite and say that his young warriors are doing well.
Right. The Magne Bite comes out just after the kids from the little back room, and he says good morning to everybody and says, "Yeah, I'm happy to hear that. It seemed like they grown quite fond of you, Master Jorin."
Did the chicken lay any eggs, perchance?
Did the chicken lay? Do you want to roll for that, Vistain? To see if the chicken rolled. I don't know what the skill value of the chicken to lay eggs, but
I would just roll a 50-50 or D6
Yeah.
and let's go with it.
yeah, roll under D10, I guess. Roll under 10 with a D20 and see if she made any eggs.
I mean, chickens lay eggs like every 1 to 2 days.
Yeah, so let's do that.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah, 4. So
Okay.
yes, she did.
So how many eggs does a chicken lay? One at a time? Or do they lay more than one? One, yeah.
Yeah, we can
Let's
say
just call it 1.
4 eggs. in
So
one day.
she laid an egg. It's a quite nice sized one as well.
Okay. I will pack it in some straw and put it in the cart.
Okay. You did see some quite handsome roosters on the premises, so there might be an egg with a surprise.
The boys.
A Kinder egg, so to say.
Just this image of the boys like, no, get away from Agda. We were nothing's supposed to happen to Agda. Get off her.
Right. What are you doing? Yeah, I mean, if you told them to keep the roosters away, they would do that. Otherwise, they might not notice.
I wouldn't think of it.
Yeah. So, well, we don't know. We'll see. Bird porn. Yeah, Nerny.
All right, so we load up and we're headed out.
Yeah, you get ready to leave, and Magne asked you guys again. So, Master Jorin, are we taking the old road or the new road?
I mean, this is out of character, but do we have time to take the old road? I mean, or time to take the new road? I don't think we do we?
I mean, the old road is faster.
Right. You will arrive there a few days earlier, but you can miss some of the meetings if you want to, but you might not have a chance to vote in all of the things, and that, I mean, Magne would not be as happy maybe, but it's up to you, man. Both are fine.
Let me confer with the order. When I gather everyone around. So we got a choice. We can take the old road or the new road. The old road's faster, but we have the hazard of possibly dealing with bandits and stuff. Let's see. What do you guys want to do?
Fastest route.
Yeah, faster.
Roger that.
All wanted to get there quickly. Fast route.
All right, Magne Bite, we should be taking the old road. Perhaps the boys should ride with you in the cart to defend you and your daughter.
That sounds good. Quicker the better. And now, since you guys are with me, I don't worry about the road.
And we have the horses as well. So
yeah. So Magne is riding with you guys in the front, like behind Jorin.
Vistine's in the cart, right? I mean, who's driving the cart now?
Yeah, that's the question. Baldraven, I guess, or Licklig.
I'll be riding a horse because we have horses now. Unless people hook them.
Like Magne has one horse, and then you have 3 horses that you guys can use, and then the cart. Yeah, somebody needs to drive the cart, of course. I mean,
I have the skill. I've got the skill to drive the cart.
And also,
I've got the skill.
You have
I'll ride a horse.
And Galskill as well could also drive the cart if you want to.
It's a possibility as well, because then we could always just. I mean, Vestine, you're going to ride in the cart, right? You can't ride a horse; you're too big.
I have no skill in it.
No, okay.
Right.
Finding the right horse, I could possibly ride.
Mm-hmm. Or maybe some other kind of animal.
Right.
Okay, so it's gonna take you. You're gonna spend 3 days on the road. So I want you guys to roll perception checks -5. So you need to roll under a 5 plus minus your perception.
My perception. So I have to roll under a 7. Nope.
I was 0. What am I supposed to?
Yeah, so under 5 then. Under 5 then.
And let's see, dagger's flat check.
So what is this?
Dagger notices.
Yeah, I'm gonna type it in.
How far does Dagger notice, or is it just a perception?
His range was anything living within. Let's see.
Oh, wow. I make it.
SDA, notice living creatures within 10 meters, regardless of whether they are invisible or hidden in some way.
Right.
Do you have to see them, or he just senses them?
Sense
Sense
them.
them.
As far as we know, he's just laying in a cart.
Right.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
just
you
lying
guys
there.
don't know about what he's doing.
Yeah.
So, Brian, you didn't succeed.
No.
What about Lycklig? Did you get under 5 plus minus your perception?
You muted.
Can't hear you.
I got a 6 with a perception of 0, so no adjustments.
Okay,
I got
okay.
a 6.
So that's not that's also a fail. What about Vestaine?
Fail.
Okay, so let's see.
Galskid?
Galskild. Galskild seems to notice something. So at this point, this is the second day, let's say, and the road, like like I said before, the there's not a lot of forest. There's like just patches of forest, right? And you go through it in about 5-10 minutes, 15 minutes on the
Trees,
top,
yeah.
you know, right? And at this point, you're riding alongside the Grim Hills. You're on a ridge, and below you, very far away, like on the other side of some forest, you can actually see the hills. It's like small ones and pretty massive ones, and they're just going on forever to the horizon. And it's covered by mist. And Galskild seems to notice something far away in the mist, and she points it out to you guys. And as you're looking closer, you can also see it. There's some kind of shape. It looks like it's moving very slowly, but it is moving, and it's actually taller than the tallest hill. This is about 15-20 kilometers away.
Pull a hole to the caravan here just to look real quick.
Everybody stops. And what is that? She says, Galskild.
We try to hide, or do we try to outrun it?
It's far away, like far away. You just see some shapes moving in the
It's going in the
mist.
same direction?
No, and remember, this is, you can see all the way to the horizon, these hills, you know, and you're above the hills. So it's like 10 kilometers away. How much is 10 kilometers in feet?
It's about
6 miles.
yeah.
So it's far away.
6 miles.
Oh, we can see that far? I thought
6
normal view was 3 miles.
It's
Well,
just,
it's the new morning sun and stuff.
it's
so.
so, and it's massive, this thing. It's like double,
Terrain.
it's like double the height of the tallest hill over there.
Can I roll a ranger check or something to see if I can identify possibly?
You can
what-
do a knowledge check, race knowledge, monster lore.
I'll do that as well.
Yeah.
Thinking this is
Everybody can do that.
Jormungar.
Fail.
Crit fail.
Yep.
On the horizon, Jormungar.
knowledge. Okay. Here we go.
The world snake, Jormungar.
Nah, I got no idea.
It's a
Let's
giant.
see if Magne Bite knows what it is. Galskild definitely doesn't know. Magne Bite, does he have this skill? Knowledge, race knowledge, monster lore. Yes, he does actually. Okay. Oh yeah. All right. Magne Bite seems to have figured out what it might be. He says that kind of looks like a giant of some sort. It looks like it might be some kind of Firtustir. I heard of these creatures. You guys can roll again if you want to see if you know what a Firtustir is.
Nope.
Yeah.
But he says, I heard of these. I never seen one before, but these are said to live amongst the mountains and hills of Stormlands. They are massive giants, and they say that they are very mean and grumpy and easily provoked, and they live exclusively here in slopes and mountainous cliffs. And it says that there are stories about them, how they sometimes seek their way down the mountains to lay waste to and plunder villages and settlements of men. And they sometimes even though they are loners and like to live alone, they sometimes gather huge amounts of trolls and other creatures like that around them to help them in their plundering. And it says that they can even have small armies living in their gigantic mountain halls if they are so desire. I heard of that during the Chronicle of the Armies. In the Chronicle of the Armies, it said that they sometimes, when they were fighting the Witchmaster at this time, that they actually fought the Firtustirs. And it's written, amongst other things, that a specific one called Guhag Gedvis, he single-handedly at this time tore down the northern wall of Manjur Castle during one of the many clashes during the Great War, and that he was then slain by the war maiden Alva Rihon. And it's said that, and sung, that she let a sword be crafted from the ribs of this giant that was extremely powerful. And there's other stories as well that the giant's belly is full of gold. And they think that this is because the giants cannot eat food, they only eat stone, and the gold does not pass through their system. So if you cut up a giant like this, they will have a belly full of gold. This is quite well known in the Stormlands, that the giants have bellies of gold. We should probably not get any closer to this creature, he says.
I would agree with you. It's
Yeah,
stupid.
I think we need to possibly speed up a little bit too.
I think we should fight it.
I hope it doesn't...
6 miles away, charge.
Yeah.
It's gonna take you the whole day to get there. But like, it doesn't seem... I mean, it's so far away, so it was just pure luck that Galdskild even noticed it in the mist, and probably it can't even see you guys.
She's got something about her.
I
chose wisely.
I never, and Magnus said, I never heard of a giant, a Jotun live in this area. I wonder where he came from.
And Greld's missing it, man.
Yeah, right. Grell is missing it.
That's what you get.
Would have been a perfect story for him to tell. So I want you to...
I'm sure the boys are like, oh.
Right, and they seem quite excited about it, but a little bit scared as well. So I want you to roll, since we're traveling for 3 days, I want you to roll 3 times on the random encounters table. So that's a d12. So you can roll 1 each, 3 of you.
Who's rolling for these?
Well, I'm going to let you roll. If I roll 1, I'm just going to go ahead and let you roll 1 since you're party leader.
You can decide one can roll all of them, or you can take one each.
First
Yeah,
one
we-
is 9.
Yeah, we'll take turns.
Okay, the
Look,
first roll is 9.
Race, you going to roll one?
Yeah, Race, you can roll 1.
I'll roll the last one. What's this on, a D20 or?
D12.
12.
What did you get, Race?
My dice is stuck on 9 today.
Okay, well, that's fine. And the last one.
Here it is.
All right.
6.
So these 3 days pass pretty uneventfully.
Yes.
Except the fact that you saw this massive giant thing. And the road is following quite exactly along the edge of the Grim Hills on this ridge. The third day, in the evening, almost like it's planned, like this, you come to another tavern. During the way, you have been sleeping in abandoned taverns and abandoned farmsteads and stuff, because most of the stuff on this road are just not. I mean, nobody lives there anymore.
Okay, Patrick. So I would have tried to hunt every day, and I would try to cook every day.
All right, so it's the same hunting as you did before, with
I
a
mean,
minus
hunting
3.
every night because I mean we're traveling during the day. We're taking most of our
Yeah.
Right, right.
First watch, I
Right.
hunt.
Do you want to spend
I-
more than 4 hours or only 4 hours?
No, 4 hours.
Okay, so it's the same roll as before with minus 3, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Because there's no.
You want to
4 hours
hunt for 4 hours?
That's the minimum time.
4
by the
hours a
rules.
day? Or
That's the minimum time that Patrick is saying
That's at night.
that I have to herd. That I have to hunt.
Right.
So I
so
would.
you're going to start at 4 a.m.
Well, no. When we stop for the evening to make camp.
At night. Got it.
Mm.
Got it.
So you get
Yep.
minus 2 because it's barren, because you're hunting small game, right?
Yeah,
So that's a plus
because
2.
it would take more time to hunt larger game.
Right, so that's a plus
Right.
2, so you get a plus minus 0 on your roll.
Okay. And nope.
Okay. So the
Okay,
first
one,
night
I
you
don't
didn't find anything. Second night.
Second night.
Oh, definitely doesn't find anything.
Don't find anything. And the last night. Oh man, I don't find anything.
Oh, 2 times? Okay.
Yeah, 2 times. Now let's
Yeah, so you don't find anything pretty much.
right. So trying to cook. I guess whatever supplies we have.
Right, like Magne brought a provision for all of you for the trip, so you don't need to
Right.
remove your own ones.
Let's see, first roll. Okay, I am successful first night.
All right.
Second night. Nope.
Nope, nope. Oh, and you
Nope.
give everybody food poisoning. But since it's so when you arrive to the tavern here, you're all kind of feeling queasy from the food this morning, and you will get -1 on all your rolls for the evening. So on the road here, the road gradually grow worse and worse. There's like massive potholes and stuff in the road, and you had to actually, the one driving the cart had to kind of drive around some of these holes, and it's in really bad repair. And all of the farms on the north side of the road, there seem to be some farms still active, but all the farms that you ever saw on the south sides, closer to Grim Hills, down the slope, those are all abandoned. The few people you met on the way all avoided you guys straight away and tried to stay away from you. All the farms and stuff that you passed all closed the doors and stuff when you came close. And the places you slept were more like abandoned farms and abandoned way stations and stuff on the way. This the place you're coming to now is actually
The
on
thing?
roll 20. Nope, not the thing. Let's see here. So you are coming to here. And I'm gonna make sure that the overlay is like that. So this is the place you're coming to here. Can you see it?
Yes.
All right. So it's actually a quite rare sight. If you haven't been this way before, you will be quite surprised to see this place because it's actually a building made of stone, which is very rare in the Stormlands.
Okay, Patrick or anybody else, is your map blurry? Oh, there it is. It finally popped in.
Right. So the building is actually made of stone, and it even more rarely it has 2 floors. This building, and the top floor is made of wood though, and this is yeah.
There's no chance that Jorn's father would have told him about it, or Jorn would have passed by this way at all? Or?
Yeah, you probably passed by here before. There's a sign outside the I mean, the whole place looks kind of to be in disrepair as well. Like it was really nice at some point, and there's actually even windows with glass in them. Though most of them are broken, and there seems to only be one window that's actually holds still, and it's on the bottom floor, just left of the main entrance. There's a sign, and painted on the sign is a snail. The snail is wearing a black and white frock and a top hat. And it says above it says, "The Stately Snail." And underneath it, it says in cursive, rock, it says... It says, "For the more affluent travelers," it says underneath, for you that can read. And but the sign is very faded, as is the whole building. It just looks like it might fall apart at some point. Like I said, all the windows are broken except one. The courtyard is kind of okay. There's a well, and you're coming from the south here if you look on the map. And there's actually a palisade around it that is quite in good repair, that has like entrances in them that you can actually close off. So you're coming from the east road here in the south part of the map. And when you look through, you see at the door stands a big fat man. And behind him is the entrance to the tavern. And to his left, or right from your perspective then, is a big barn door. And there seems to be a barn for animals and stuff there that's connected to the house. Also 2 floors on this. Seems to be some kind of hay loft on the top. Magne seems to know this place. He said, "Oh, the stately snail. It doesn't look very nice anymore." Well,
not too stately.
Yeah, definitely not. If you look on the sides of the house, on the left side, there is a lookout tower that looks quite newly constructed. And there's 2 people in the lookout tower they're holding bows, and they're looking down at you guys. On the right side of the building is a small patch of like a garden where they seem to have some vegetables and stuff growing. And there is a few thralls moving about, like taking care of the vegetable garden and stuff. And they're all women. You don't see any men, except the man standing at the door and the 2 ones in the lookout tower.
This is during the evening, right?
Yeah.
Or close to evening. Well, I guess we're staying here.
Yeah, that would make sense. Magnus says we should probably not press on from here.
Question.
Yes?
Does the building look to be like the original architecture, look to be of like Stormlander make? I know it's made of stone and not
Yeah.
Does it look like a converted ruin, or?
No, it just looks like somebody spent the time and money to actually build off stone. You're guessing that maybe they got the stone from the hills, the Grim Hills. But it's very, like, you've seen this kind of building before. Like, it's the same kind of building construction like the castle of your family, where you come from. Like your castle. They build it in the same way. So it is definitely Stormlander made.
I've been this way before with my father, but we didn't stop. We were on the trail of a deer at the time, so a nice buck. But yeah,
I haven't been here since must have been 15 years ago. He said. But let's see if it's open. And he motions his horse forward, and the cart kind of just barely fits through the entrance door here of the palisade. Right, and as you come closer, Magne stops the horse suddenly and looks at the man standing outside the guarding the entrance to the actual tavern, and he says, "Soti, is that you?" And the big fat man looks up. He has like a let's see here. He kind of looks similar to Magne, but he's super fat. And he says, "Magne, is that you? I can't believe it." And they all Magne jumps down off the horse, and they move up to each other and hug each other. And Magnus turns to you guys and says, "This is Soti the Pine, we call him when he was young. We traveled together when we were young kids. He's my cousin." He says, "Where have you been? I haven't seen you in 10 years." And Soti says that, "Oh, I've been living here actually, and working and protecting this place. I've seen better days though," he says, and Magne seems to agree that the place seems quite run down compared to the last time they were here. And he says, "But the master will be very happy to see some guests finally arriving. Ever since they built the new road, we haven't seen any guests here at all almost," he says. "So who are your friends?" he asks Magne. And he says, "Oh, this is my hirt for the road to the thing. This is Jorin, Master Jorin. This is Vestain from Yuka's Hearth, Valdraven and Master Liklig. And they're taking care of me and my family on the way. Do you have room for all of us?" And Soti nods and says, "Yes, no problem at all. We don't have any guests at all. But I would like to ask you to leave your weapons here. We don't allow weapons of any kind inside of the tavern. We had some problems with bandits recently, actually." So he asked all of you to remove your weapons and shields and stuff, and he has like a thing outside where you can put them at, and he says, "Don't worry about it. They will all be taken care of."
Val's going to kind of interject and say, "Our weapons, but surely not our tools," motioning to her knife.
You can bring the knife in, that's fine. Does anybody else say something or do something?
No. We've been hired to protect this wagon and also the Jarl. I will not disarm. Your past friendship should be enough.
Soti says, "Sadly, I even need to ask my cousin here to disarm. It's not my call, it's my master's. This is just the rules. If you want to stay here, this is sadly the rules. And you don't need to worry. We have a lot of protection. As long as you're under our roof, you will be protected by us. And you can all come here anytime. If you're worried about your weapons, you can come here and say hello to them, kiss them goodnight, whatever you like. Don't worry about it," he says, and kind of laughs to himself. So you can keep your sea axes if you want, but all the other weapons are, at this point, if you agree to this, put next to him in kind of like a box or a stand.
Yeah, Jorn will step forward and drop off his bow and.
Right. So he takes them carefully and puts them down, and he seems to treat them and
his Viltler axe.
And he, yeah.
Val is going to, kind of stash the Vilter axe that she has in with dagger.
Okay.
And then she'll say, My dear uncle has departed into the storm. Is there a place where we may have him rest?
Do you want to bury him on the grounds?
No, I wish to take him to my homeland. We are moving in that direction at the moment.
If he stays on the cart, he can just put him in the barn with the cart and everything. Don't worry about that.
Okay, I've got a question, Patrick.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I look at Joran. Joran puts his bow down. So I will put my two-handed hammer down. I will keep my sea axe. The hand axe. Does he count that as a tool, or does he count that?
He said we could keep our sea axe.
Yeah, only the sea axe. Everything else needs to be put there.
Okay. Well, I'm going to try and go in with the axe, since it's a hatchet for cutting firewood and other things.
He puts his big meaty hand on your chest and says, "Big guy, the weapons needs to be left here." And he points at your axe.
Okay, I'm going to look at Joran and see what he says.
All weapons, Vistine. It's not that hard.
Okay, then I will put my axe down.
Mm-hmm. That's better, he says. Well, since you're all disarmed, you're more than welcome in the stately snail. I hope you enjoy the stay.
No.
No?
I will sleep in the barn. I will not disarm.
That's fine, he says. If you want to sleep in the barn, you still need to pay the full price, though.
I got him covered.
All right, well, that's up to you guys.
I think that our Jarl pays the price of his hind, doesn't he?
Sure too, yeah. That should be happening as well.
Well, since he's already paying you for your services, he expects you guys to pay for your own stay and food and stuff. He will provide the provisions for the trip, but if you stay in a place like this, you have to pay for yourself.
Okay.
And by the way, if somebody of you are looking at the stream right now, some of my players, please don't look at the stream, because I'm gonna pull some stuff in here now that I don't want you guys to see. Okay? So please don't look at the stream.
How much does it cost?
The same price as in the other one, like one silver for each person if you want to stay in the main room, and there is some private rooms on the top as well, on the top floor.
And how much is private room?
That would be 10 silver probably, or 5, depending on which room you want.
So yeah, I'll cover Vestine.
Thank you.
I mean, it's coming out of what we found on goblins and trolls and stuff. So
right. I'm just gonna fix the fog of war here a little bit so you can see, because I'm gonna show you the inside. I actually spent quite a few hours on crafting this place, but I don't want you to see the whole inside. So what I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna pull this. Oh, that's not what I want to do. Hide areas. Let's hide this area again.
In silver to stay, huh?
In the like, if you want a private
For the
room.
whole group?
No, if you want a private room, it's gonna be 10 silver per person per night. But if you want to stay in the main normal room, it's gonna be 1 silver.
Yeah, I'm fine staying in the main room.
Okay, do you see the inside of the tavern right now?
Yeah.
Okay. So you okay, so if you want to stay in the hay loft, you can do that, Lick. That's totally fine. But
is that still going to cost money?
Yeah, at the same price.
1 silver or the...
Yeah, 1 silver.
Yep.
There we go. Now you can see everything, I think. Where's that guy? Is that guy on the map? He should be on the token layer. And there we go.
Who's our dudes?
All right. So do you see the inside properly and stuff? And there's so when you come inside, it's quite big. You see all of these different little like benches and separate. Also here they have the separate tables for people to sit at. Behind the bar disc, which is covered by a lot of dirty dishes and broken bottles and stuff that haven't been cleaned up, stands another thrall woman. And she kind of looks surprised as you come in and says, "Oh, we have guests. We have guests. Do you want rooms?" she asks.
We will stay here in the common room.
Oh, this is not the common room. It's on the second floor. It's one of the bigger rooms up there. I can show you later if you want. And she kind of points to the staircase behind her, to her left.
Okay.
And just behind her is a door as well. There's some shelves and stuff on the right of her with some beer kegs and stuff like that. In the corner, in the down corner, you see an old man sleeping in a pile of like rubbish. It's like leftover food and spilled drinks and broken mugs and stuff. And it seems like nobody cleaned up that table at all. Actually, it seems like the few thralls that you see moving around, the female ones, all of them female, they seem to be avoiding that corner. And there's kind of a bad smell in here as well. Do you want your private rooms, or do you want living in the hall, or how do you want to sleep? She asks you.
Yeah, the common room. I mean, all of us in the common room.
that will be on 1 silver each, please.
You're not paying attention. What the hell?
So please remove a silver from your sheet each. And then she sees Magne and says, "Oh, Master, do you also want to sleep in the common room? We have private rooms as well." And Magnus tells her that he and his children would like to sleep in the bigger room, a nicer room, he says, if it's possible. And she said, "Yeah, of course. I will show you straight away to the room." For Lycklig, the big fat guy, Soti, he shows you on the front of the barn is a ladder that you can climb up to the top if you want to check it out. And it's just here.
Right.
And the top, if you look in the... I will actually show you the top floor as well. I will take it into here and then layer map.
Are you putting these maps on the Roll20?
Yeah, I'm gonna show you.
Okay.
I
I haven't seen anything yet.
Okay.
Scroll down to like the bottom right of the Roll20.
Or zoom in, zoom out. Yeah.
And I'm gonna show reveal area. And if you look on the above the map now, I put the top floor above the map here. So if you look up there, you should be able to see it, right?
Okay.
Do you see it, the top floor up there? It's like the hayloft.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for it to reload. Just a sec.
All right, no problem.
I've got nothing. All I have is Welcome to Adventure 2, the thing and back. That's it.
Oh, really? Reload the page again, because I moved all of you to...
Lycklig and Fig.
I moved all of you to the...
The only people on Roll20 are me and Fig.
That's the wrong Roll20 then.
Are we the first group, or are we the second group?
Like I said,
You joined Adventure 1, we're in Adventure 2. It's a different one.
Yeah, just back out. It's the one on the far right. I mean, the far left that you need to join.
I can probably send you the link.
It's set. All right. Stand by. Coming up.
Yeah, to the thing back Adventure 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
I sent it in Facebook.
Yeah.
No, it's good. Yeah, it's just taking a sec to load.
No problem.
I've got a snowstorm going on outside. Here it is. Yeah.
Oh, really? By the way, if you guys write something to me in the chat in Zoom, you need to tell me because I don't look at Zoom ever. So you need to just tell me, please check your Zoom chat, and I will take a look. Just so you know that.
Got it. Yep, looking at the map now.
All right. So you haven't seen the inside, of course, but you have seen the top now. You're climbing up the ladder. If you scroll up the map a little bit, you see on the top there, you see the... And there's like a hole in the corner there. And if you look down the hole, you will see the bottom floor, which looks like this. And you see the horses down there as well. And probably the wagon is in there at this point. So I mean, you're welcome to sleep up there. No problem. You can put your character up there.
Just before going to sleep, I will pull the wagon up, or the ladder up.
Okay. Sure. You can do that. We can
Val is going... So this is the common room, right? Where we'll be sleeping?
No, that's just the place where people eat. I will show you the common room. If you want to take a look.
Yeah, it's upstairs on the second floor of the common room is.
Yeah, I can show you right now, actually.
Well, once it's time to bed down, Val will be sleeping at... We'll pick a spot that's closest to the barn, because that's where Dagger is.
So, when you come upstairs, this is what you see. If you look in the top of the map, you can see the top floor there. So you come from the top left corner, from the staircase, and then you see the common room is the one with all the beds in there. So that's where you can sleep. And there's some other rooms, like there's one room in the end of the corridor here, and 2 rooms on the other side of the corridor as well. 2 really big ones.
All right, so
just make it a little bit like this. And of course, you've seen the top floor from the outside, so I'm gonna just reveal it for you like this.
So we're going to
so she asked you as well. Do you want some food or what? How can we serve you? She asked.
I think Val's just, for all the bad food we've had on this adventure so far, I think Val's just gonna eat a ration.
All right, fair enough. You can eat a ration. You don't need to remove anything from your own sheet, since you have rations in the wagon for everybody. What about the rest of you? She asked. Could I interest you in some food?
Yeah, just a few meals. 2 for, one to take to my friend Licklig up in the barn, and then a couple for myself. But I'll be right back, and I'm gonna grab Galskid, and we're gonna go outside and do some bow practice.
And so she said, "Oh, your friend is in the barn. Why is he in the barn?" She says.
That's his choice.
But is he staying up there, or?
Yes.
In that case, I would have to ask you to pay for him as well. That's
fine.
That's another silver then.
I already paid.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. You removed the money. Okay. So yeah, she takes you up, and just shows you can pick any bed you want here, and like this place has at some point been really nice, but like I said, it's just in disrepair. The beds are quite okay, much nicer than the second Fox, but it's kind of old. Everything is old. The style is outdated, and it's been cleaned too many times. These sheets and stuff. So they kind of look washed out, but it still seems clean. And she said, "Yes, pick any bed here. It's fine. We don't have any other guests. Well, we do have one guest," she says, but he will stay in his room probably. So don't worry about him. So what kind of food can I interest you in?
Just make us a meal. Yeah, chef's choice.
I have some deer on the stove. I can just continue cooking that if you want.
Yes, that'd be great.
So-
I'm going to step out with my friend, and so Galskid and I will go out. I'll go pick up my bow from the thing, and we're going to do some quick some bow training.
Okay,
Using
so
a bucket or something as a target.
right, definitely. So the guys up in the tower on the western side of the compound, they kind of look interested at you guys as you come down with some arrows and the bows and stuff. Since they are themselves also bowmen. And there's quite a lot of space for you guys if you want to do something inside, or do you want to go outside of the compound too?
Yeah, I'm in the shadow of that tree right here.
Okay, sure.
And then we're just going to hang there and, shoot at this... that thing there.
All right, the bucket over there. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can definitely do
Okay, Patrick, I will take Ogda out and continue to train her. I don't get a roll, but I will
that. Yeah.
continue to train her.
Definitely, sure.
I will be watching from some window on the second floor and using wind gusts to ensure that they don't hit the target.
Well, there's no windows watching that direction that you can access.
Then never mind.
Like there's two big rooms in that area, and the one on the right is occupied with this person that the girl mentioned. The left one is the one that Magne will sleep in with his children.
Okay.
You can
There
probably
goes
go
that
in.
idea.
You can probably go into that room if you want to. If you want to follow Magne in there. If he.
Nah,
allows
I'll
it.
just-
She may think that you're there for other reasons.
Nah, I'm just gonna go down early and nap.
All right.
Okay, Patrick, after arriving here, we have effectively how much daylight? How
It's-
much time do we have before dark?
It's in the evening. It's still light outside, but it's like perfectly timed to be a good spot to stop on the old road. So it's like
Okay.
just about dinner time. So maybe 6 or something like that.
Okay. Well, my plan is to train Ogda, work with Ogda for 30 minutes, an hour, whatever amount of time is. And then I will seek out Licklig and try and practice my dwarvish.
Okay.
And as I'm training with Galskild with the bow, we're going to go one way, and then I'm also going to face where the tower is. We're just going to reposition ourselves for the light and talk about how the light can throw off your aim, et cetera, et cetera. But I'm also being very perceptive of where we are and who's around us.
Right. Like the thrall girls around there, they all seem to be avoiding you guys to give you some room. So that's totally fine. Actually, I'm gonna bring in some more people in here. Actually,
Okay, Patrick, do these thralls seem uneasy, scared?
not really.
Okay.
Let's bring
They're
these
just
guys.
staying away from us.
Yeah, that's probably correct, but I was trying to see if maybe there was something else that would cause them discomfort.
No, they seem to be quite fine.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Nothing really, except they stay away from the corner with that old man.
Okay, the smelly bum. Yeah, I'd stay away from that corner too.
There we go. Let's put some guys in there. And let's see, we can also put in Magne and the kids maybe in the map here. Makes it a little bit nicer. This is Magne. This is the kids. Kid 1, Kid 2, Kid 3. Let's put these ones in the map. Token layer. And let's put them down. Yeah. Here's Magne. Magne is maybe here in the bedroom. And Sola. And Atli and Geir are these guys here. Maybe Atli and Geir are playing outside.
Maybe watching Jorn.
Only we have had a guard chicken.
If only, huh?
We could use one for Gal skilled there too.
Alright, so here is
Well, the chicken, for a stupid animal, knows 2 tricks. It does effectively know how to count. Or I think so. And I'm trying to teach it to help me hunt.
Okay, so yeah, Val's turning in early.
You could train your raven to guard.
I intend on it. But she is going to let Yoren know that her intent is to sleep now while everyone else is socializing, so that she can take a shift of watch because she doesn't trust these people.
Yeah, we're pretty much on top of that as well.
right. So let's see. I was just doing some little bit of management here, and also Lykkeli's character needs to be exchanged for his new character. Let's see. Can't I click it? Okay, there we go. And I'm just putting Lykkeli up in the loft. There we go. So there you are. Cool. Yeah, okay, so let's first start with you're training her in bowmanship. And remember, since you ate that bad food this morning, you have -1 on all your rolls.
Okay.
So let's just roll and see.
Let me just here, boop, boop. And here we go. And I have of course the stupid dice. There it is. So 13 out of 14, which is still a success.
Yep, definitely. She seems to understand what you're saying. And maybe actually we can use one of these tokens as her.
Yeah, and I mentioned I kind of direct her aim to the watchman. See, they're of a higher elevation, et cetera, and then to the big guy, et cetera.
Right. And she seems to be listening very intently at you, and she did actually manage to hit the target once or twice, so she did learn something.
I'm making sure that we're that it may seem a bit more. He's trying to train her, but he's also trying to get close to her as well. So he's not too overtly flirting with her. He's just training her, but being,
Fair enough. It's being friendly. Let's see here. I'm just gonna add her to give her our own sheet, so I can just use that for the future. Skilled, and then we can edit here as well.
Yeah, and then I think we're just gonna wrap it up and go to sleep.
Right.
Okay. Do you need to wrap it up and go to sleep?
No. Yeah, I'm gonna. Because we gotta get on task for this to get to the thing. I'm gonna get your attention, and Vestine, it's time to wrap it up. We got to get some sleep for the journey tomorrow.
Okay.
All right. So that's Jorin, and
Vestine. I am going to while we're out there, and I go to fetch an arrow that's out of sight of, like, over by the barn. I'm gonna toss an arrow up to Lykkeli.
Yeah, I guess Lykkeli is kind of sitting in the entrance of the second floor there. He pulled up the ladder, but he's sitting there looking at you guys as you are doing your
Yeah,
thing.
so I'm gonna kind of tossing up an arrow.
Right. And Lickly grabs it. And then what does Lickly say?
What do you want me to do with this?
No,
I'll ask you.
It may come in handy.
All right.
And I wink. It's my trick arrow.
Noted.
Fair enough. Okay, so what about Vistain? What is Vistain doing?
Well, I will go up to the common room and go to bed.
All right, put your character up there.
I have.
All right, okay, cool. I will put you next to Marion. If you hold down Alt while moving your character, you can put him unaligned to the boxes.
Okay.
By the way. All right, fair enough. Okay, and then we have Valraven, I guess. What does Valraven do?
She turned in early.
Oh yeah, you just went to sleep. And Lycklig, what are you doing up there in the hayloft?
Like I put it on there. After eating, he'll take himself a sponge bath, clean himself up, take a look at his weapons and armor, attend to anything that needs to be there, pull up the ladder, crash for the night.
Right. So you brought some
Bury
water
himself
from.
up in the straw.
Right.
If you need,
I'm also doing a barn too.
Question.
There's a watering trough. There's going to be a. No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'm done.
Yeah, go, Siggy.
The chest of taxes is in Magne's room, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, like everything valuable. He didn't leave anything valuable on the cart itself. And you hear also the guard, the Soti. He seems to come up and join him, Magne, in his room later, to just talk and chat about old times, drink some maybe. Does anybody do anything more before you go to bed?
Well, I'm gonna go down and grab Galskill because I'm sure she's chat with the lady of the house or whatever.
Yeah, who's
Probably
paying for Galskill, by the way?
Yeah, overheard Solti talking to Magne Bite and his thing,
Mm.
and I'm gonna go outside, and I'm gonna try to bring my axe in.
Right. I'm gonna give you access to control Galskill, Brian.
Okay.
And just because he's kind of your NPC.
Well, I mean, she's everybody's.
Yeah, but it's similar this way.
You're running her.
So you should be able to move her now, I think.
Let's see. Nope. I gotta
Let me pull. I will pull her in again here.
Yeah, just put her up.
There we go. Can you move her now?
No.
Maybe I need
Yeah, just put her up there. That's fine. Or just leave her there. We just know that she's upstairs. That's all.
Oh, now I.
All right, there we go. Yeah, I got her now.
Oh yeah, cool. So just put her up in the second floor there on one of the beds. So during the night, I want Licklig to make a perception roll, DC 10, to see if you notice something.
You're muted, by the way.
Not anymore. Another 9. It's stupid. I can't believe this dice. 9.
All right.
That's my number for the day, I guess.
So you're sleeping quite peacefully in the hay, But sometimes during the night you hear a sound coming from the other side of the wall, of the north wall. And when you come closer and listen a little bit more carefully, it sounds like somebody's snoring very loudly from in there. Like,
Okay.
so you can even hear it through the barn wall, and this is the wall that is connected to the top floor of the tavern. That's the room that you haven't been in yet.
All right.
So it's almost like the walls are
Okay.
vibrating. It kind of makes it difficult for you to sleep.
Okay.
I also want the rest of you to roll perception checks.
Less than 10, right?
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Good. So
10 being the base check, right?
right, the people that
Yeah, I succeeded.
the people that succeeded, you also wake up to this amazing snoring coming from down the hall. So what do you want to do?
It's so loud that it's waking us up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we heard.
Oh,
we
I
heard
failed my roll.
we
Yeah,
heard
you didn't
Salty-
wake up.
We heard Salty in talking to Magne Bite, so I'm gonna go knock on his door.
Magne Bite opens the door and in his underwear, and he says, "Master Joran, can I help you?"
I apologize for disturbing you, Jarl, but I need Salty for a moment.
Oh, he's not in here anymore. He left a few hours ago. He says he's probably downstairs.
We are concerned about the snoring that is coming from next door.
Oh yeah, I can hear it. What is that sound?
That's
Sounds
what
like
we'd
a-
like to. Do I have your permission to investigate?
Yeah, of course. I mean,
All right, I shall go knock on that door then.
okay. So you go down the hall, and the sound of the snoring grows louder. And you knock on the door, and the sound of the snoring just stops. There doesn't seem to be any other sounds from in there.
All right, I will. Yeah, I guess I'll hang. And it's in this room here, the one near the bottom.
Yeah, the one that you can't see.
Yeah. So I guess I will. I'll wait for a moment.
Mm-hmm. How long do you wait?
I'm gonna sit down on the floor. I think 'cause I want to find out if it's gonna start again.
You wait about 10 minutes, and
Mhm.
it hasn't started again.
Okay, I will. I'm feeling a little. Yeah, I'm just gonna let it go.
Mhm.
I was gonna do something else, but I'm just gonna let it go.
So you just go away from there.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go back. If it starts up again, then I'll knock again. But
So when you take your first step away from the door, the snoring starts again.
this motherfucker. Is there any chance that we're gonna be able to sleep with this snoring going on?
Yeah, probably if you go back to your room and close the door and put your head under the pillow.
Well, he more than likely paid just like everybody else, so I believe
Right.
that we should. And he's got a private room, so I mean,
Right.
I will go back and report to the Jarl that it looks like he's not going to stop snoring.
Right.
Throw some cotton in your ears, I guess.
When you start moving back towards your room, you hear another sound, and it sounds like it's some kind of thing happening downstairs. Sounds like a table is moved, something crashes on the floor like a glass or something,
Okay.
and it's somebody shouting something. You can't really hear what.
I guess need to investigate that. I'll just go to the end of the stairs. Just real quick and listen.
All right. Let me set up the scene here a little bit. Right. So you come downstairs, and you see
A werewolf.
a werewolf. That would be interesting.
That'd be awesome.
Not a werewolf, but you see something else. Just gonna bring this guy in here.
It's the giant from earlier.
Yeah, he's here to get his snack. Let's maybe bring these two guys in here as well. Just gonna bring them in there, and that's maybe bring these guys as well. Okay. Let's bring them to the right layer. So there's quite a lot of people down there. When you come downstairs, you see Sophie, the big fat guy. He's being thrown out of the one remaining whole window in the establishment. And he just falls bloody to the other side, pretty much. And this massive guy is standing at the other side of the window where he threw him out. He's kind of like standing just here on the other side of them.
And who's here?
Like that. Okay. So, let's see.
Who's this?
This is the guy that threw Soti out of the window. He's
okay.
a pretty big guy. He's not very tall, but he's really wide. And he's not blonde, as in the token there. Instead, he's like dark-haired. He looks like the captain of the Hird that you met before. But it's not him, but he looks similar, like a wild brawn. Like a wild brawn. Let's see, I even wrote it down, I think. Didn't I? Yes, I should have. Maybe here? Oh, yeah. So his hair and his beard, he has a big beard. It's all completely wild. Like going all the way. Really big and muscular. A little bit older, younger than Magne, but older than you guys. And he's wearing quite heavy gear. Like he seems to have a chainmail on. And on top of the chainmail is some kind of, it looks like a uniform almost, but it's really washed out. So you can't really tell if there's any insignias or anything on it. But it does have some colors.
Not knowing anybody in the Stormlands to wear uniforms, it's wacky.
Right. But he does have some colors on there. And he just threw out the big guy through the window. And there's a few other guys at the door as well. And they all look like ruffians.
Ready. And there's a fire. There's a fire in the hearth.
There's a fire in the hearth, yes. And there seem to be more of them outside as well. And the barmaid is standing by the window in front of you, and the old guy is still sleeping in the corner. He doesn't seem to have noticed anything. And the woman is saying, please, just leave us alone. Take whatever you want. And this is when you arrive.
So
Well, I gotta wake everybody up. So
these guys all walked up the road and came up here, or they all came in on horses?
You don't know. You're up in the loft. You haven't really noticed anything yet.
Yes. Right.
he probably would have heard
However,
that-
there's a
that
huge
window
opening
breaking.
door on the side of the barn that opens up into the courtyard, right? That's
Yeah,
all
but
I'm
that's-
saying
that-
is if
yeah,
they
yeah.
rode up on horses and I'm already awake, did we hear them ride up or did they walk up or?
You didn't hear them right up, but you did hear the window breaking when Soti went out through it.
Okay, all right.
As you look outside, there
So right after I heard the snoring, got it.
and there's definitely some horses standing outside that you don't recognize. They seem to be standing at the entrance in the palisade.
Steal the horses. Steal the horses.
And there's like maybe 6 horses there. Not very big horses, not like
Lick
warrior
begins
horses.
putting his armor on.
All right. Jorin, you notice that one of the guys with this wild brawn, the wild man, you kind of recognize him.
Okay.
And when you look a little bit closer, he has dirt blonde hair and looks like one of the highwaymen that you met before.
Great.
And as he notices you, he kind of looks shocked at you and kind of scared, and says and points to you and says, let's see here, what does he say? He says, Rudord, these are the men I talked about. And the wild man turns around and looks at you guys, you and you see he has like 2 axes on his hip and a chainmail. And I want you to do a perception. No, do a culture check, Stormlands. Like a, let's see, it's called knowledge, customs and
Knowledge
law.
customs?
Customs and law check.
Yeah, I failed.
Okay. Yeah, you don't recognize the insignia at all. But you can see what it is now because it's turning towards you. It looks... Didn't I paint this? I thought I painted it somewhere to make it easier. Oh, yeah. It looks like red and white. It's like a red background, and there's a white wolf on the front.
Okay.
And behind the wolf is like a... It looks like a stylized thunderbolt behind
So
the wolf.
if it's a coat of arms, being from the Ravenholds, would I happen to know just a little smattering of coat of arms and what this possibly could be?
Yeah, but you don't.
It's just
you can't
too vague
really
and old.
since you
Yeah, okay.
since you rolled and you didn't manage. You don't really remember what it is, but you have seen it before. But you don't remember what it is.
I'm going to grab a plate off of the counter. I'm then going to hold on, I'm trying to get to there. So I'm going to walk up to get a plate of food, and I'm going to sit in this stool and be like, you know, this doesn't need to happen. You know,
the guy that you recognize, the highwayman, he takes a step back and says, Rudolf, if he's here, his friend's gonna be here as well. We should probably leave.
that would be the prudent thing to do. Because you're currently surrounded.
Rudolf seems to react to this. He like swings himself over the counter, and he says, "Okay, man, let's leave for now." And they all.
I stand. I said, "You will leave for good, and you will not return." So while you're at it, leave some gold to pay for the damages, or silver to pay for the damages.
And they're all making their way out of the door by now. They don't seem to listen to you.
Right.
And they okay, maybe these guys are not out here.
I'll go check on Salty.
Yeah. So they jump up on their horses and ride pretty quickly out of there. And you see them ride down. You see them ride to the east the way you came from.
Okay.
Do this. And there were a few other people out there as well waiting for them. So they were like a total of 6-7 people or something like that. Soti is bloodied, but he seems quite okay. Not very happy though.
Let me throw some care on him.
Sure, do that.
And then while I'm doing that, I'll say, this is why you let people bring weapons inside. Because they are going to want to not only protect themselves, but those who are giving them hospitality.
Right.
Nice. And then after I bandage him up, I go grab my bow. I walk back upstairs. I'm like, everybody up. I cry out to Lickling.
Right, and he says, "Oh, thank you, Master Jordan. I guess I can't complain anymore, huh? I can't tell you not to take your weapons after what just happened. I'm afraid that they might be back," he says. I will tell my boys to keep an extra lookout tonight. I don't know what happened. They might have fallen asleep or something. Nothing bad have happened in quite a few weeks, and I didn't expect these guys to come.
2 guys in the watchtower. They must be sleeping because it requires a guest to save your ass.
Yeah. Thank you again, Master Jorian. I mean your debt.
Or I would check their pockets.
Oh, right.
Either they were sleeping or they've been paid off.
Yeah.
Are you down there, Lick?
Yeah, I called him. So.
Did you go down from
I can eventually make it down there. I was just going to throw on my armor.
Right. It takes 10 minutes to put on
Quietly
armor.
come down the ladder.
Right, so it takes about 10 minutes to put on armor. So you finished as they left, pretty much, I guess.
Yep.
So it's kind of time to finish for today, huh? It's 8 o'clock.
Okay.
And I'm hungry. I haven't eaten anything today. So let's leave it at that today. Not really a cliffhanger or anything, but who knows what will happen next time. And let's play. So next week is Easter, right? So are you busy?
It is.
Right.
Yeah, it is. I think I'm okay, but I will. We haven't really decided what we're doing that day, but I think I'm going to be fine to play.
Yeah.
I'm not.
2 hours, so.
Oh, you're busy, Siggy?
Yeah, I'm busy that day.
Okay.
All right. So let's have a break next week,
Ostara.
and let's continue the week after that.
By the way,
28.
when we get to the thing, if we see the redhead, the pretty little boy redhead who said he killed the big one, we can now call bullshit on that.
It wasn't the big one that you saw there. It was one of the
Yeah,
smaller
it was
ones.
this guy that looked like a brother or something. He
Right, one of his
similar.
brothers.
Oh, okay. I thought you said it was the one. All right. Okay.
Oh no.
Yeah, he said he looked.
If
You remember
you
the one that he looked like him? Yeah.
right. If you guys want, we could play,
Yeah.
we could play on Saturday if that's better next week. I can the whole weekend, no problem for me.
It's not gonna work for me.
I think I'm running Saturday.
Yeah, and I got other stuff on Saturday
Right.
too.
Yes, I thought. Anyway, let's finish here for today. It was awesome to have all of you here again.
Hey.
It was nice to see you, and we finally got together and played the second session. So that's awesome. And I'm happy Nerny came and hung out in the Twitch chat at least, and talked with us a little bit. That's nice. And yeah, thank you guys. Any
Thank you.
ideas, feedback, or anything you want to say? No? So anyway, thank you everybody for watching as well. We had actually a few people watching today, more than usual. And like always, if you guys want to join us, we have 2 new groups that are starting up. One of them led by Valraven Siggy up here. And I think there's spaces still for people if they want to join. So come and join us on Discord. The link is below, or you can also see the link up here. And if you want to join, just join Discord and say hi. And also just for hanging out and having fun.
Possibility of Galskilled the NPC becoming a player character. So I mean, that's always possible.
Right. We could also use another player in this group if you want. So that's perfect. So let's just talk and welcome to Discord. And like always, follow, subscribe, whatever. And I'll see you next week, but the week after.
28.
Bye bye.